Hello, everybody. Astro Gravitational Report for April 5th, 2025. We're in the process of changes. A lot of changes, a lot of things, a lot of new ways, a lot of old ways. There is always something that's coming up. If you watch the report, the end of the report of yesterday, kind of like figuring out what we're going to be dealing with. Um, You already know about that the moon is going to be meeting Mars today. But what is it going to happen? We're going to be find out what actually is going to happen there at 8 o'clock in the afternoon. So pay attention to that particular hour. And when the time comes in for the report, I will tell you why. We're going to have a little bit preview a little bit earlier with that. But we are going to be having this intense energies that it's coming because the moon is going to begin to squares the sun pretty much interesting ways. In there, she is really passing that point of squaring, but with that squaring and the sun beginning to move little forward in there, we're going to start feeling the pressures from what authority towards the warrior. Usually, one of this is coming happening in there, and since the moon is around there, we see how the intuition is going to be asking to make a choice. What kind of choice you are going to make it? We're going to see the choice clearly at 8 o'clock. Early in the morning, when we get up, there's going to be a lot of tensions about, particularly, we're talking about work material situations and what is it, the proper way of authority, what we need to change to transform. You don't know what to change to transform. You don't know what it is going to be. You don't know how you're going to be survive. And all of a sudden, this kind of like a turmoil and turns her out and asking you what to push it to the limit. But what limits? What is it, the limits in there? You see, in order sometimes to win a certain positions in life, you don't have to what? Participate. I'm not talking about like you escape physically of the world. I'm talking about you that choose not to participate in the old ways of life. And that what is going to be the exit today. That is going to be this energies that is going to be coming in. Particularly, we are talking about Mars sextiling Uranus. Uranus is sextiling everything else that is going on in Pisces, and that energy is sextiling who Pluto. That, but all this is going to be, are you going to be choosing to fight? Or are you going to be choosing, it's like, somebody wants to fight, let them fight with them themselves. I'm not participating. Okay. So if you feel this intense energy, it's about to make your choice. You to choose the peace, the internal peace within yourself. This kind of like the peacemaker, the warrior who is the peacemaker. Okay. You understand the war is now proper thing from within. So without the energies, as you see it on your screen, there is a lot of red energies, a lot of intensity is going to be coming out at 7 o'clock. We are talking about these energies. We've been talking about these energies about work in the morning. You're gonna feel it like a lot of insecurity that it's gonna comes out with all this. And since the ascendant is gonna begin with Taurus, it is about the material survival, work and material survival, right? Those kind of like two things is important for support of the physical life. But you also have to find what? When these things are coming, what do you need to do? You need to find different place. What is the different place? Your higher self. So with this energies that we are going to be going in the next hour, things is going to be getting better. Midheaven is going to be very close to Pluto. That's going to be trining Uranus. All of a sudden, it's like all of a sudden things are not the way we see them. Okay, not the way they are, not the way we're perceiving, but we're feeling there is something it's coming up. The midheaven is scoring Chiron and the sun there. All these energies of Chiron and the sun, they are pointing out towards the moon and Mars. So we are going to be testing it out. Has Mars has been healing his wounds and to stop fighting, but beginning to create, to be the protector. Okay. To create this family environment is like, okay, this is my family, don't touch it. This is different. This is my stuff. Don't touch it. Okay. This is what the warrior is going to be, since everything it cancer is more related to these protections. Okay. So that protector's energies is going to have some challenges today, as the Mars more and more it's moving ahead of Cancer. He sees that what that oppositions with Pluto that it starts, it's coming up and shows up. It is right there. Have you been changed? Have you properly been changed? And when it comes in with this beautiful oppositions with Pluto, we're going to be testing out. And some other people, they're going to create more war than a peace, but they will only learning that the peace was the only one way. It is the same thing from within yourself. You're seeing it. We're going to see these energies when I go through that energy. And we are going to be practicing these learnings that we have from what? From Saturn, who states, if you do this, that's how it goes. If you do that, that's how it goes. Okay? That's what this is. You to be aware of your actions. All right, next hour at 9 o'clock, the midheaven is going to be in Aquarius. Beautiful energies with Jupiter. Pretty much you'll be focused of the areas of concerns and the places that you need to grow. Particularly, we are talking about within communications. We have this socializing. Okay. If you learn how to develop the socializing, you have the social skills of these communications as a Gemini, and you grow them, you're going to be able to talk to anybody. And that is what this Jupiter is about it. Stop separating the people on their different cultures, religions, and so on and so on. Be more social. Accept that everyone has what? A soul. Talk from soul to soul is different when you talk and you judge some people in a base their age, religion, or culture, and so on and so on. And now this is a growth. Okay, this is a growth, but it's gonna comes in with this fight. Okay, this fight between the moon and the Chiron versus um, the sun and the Chiron versus the moon and Mars. Is that Lilith has a lot to do with it? Yes, she's always right there in the shadow, like stirring the pot. It's like, let me check things out. Okay. But that's how you're gonna find the darkest stuff within yourself. In the next hour at 10 o'clock, we're gonna see the intensity of this energies as the ascendant is moving into um Cancer. We're seeing at that midheaven that it's going to be this beautiful yacht that's going to be from Mars and the South Node. It is the past. It's going to be like, are you going to repeat the same crap you've been doing? Are you going to repeat the same crap like your mother, like your father, with your grandfather, with your grandmother? Can you be able to understand that you have to find a different way? You're the creator. You need to create something else. And now with this energies, particularly, it's going to be what? The sextiling with Chiron, and Chiron is sextiling with who? With Jupiter. You heal your wounds, you grow from them. They don't bother you anymore. Somebody tries to trigger you and then your weaknesses, and he's like, what kind of weaknesses? What are you talking about? They're not there anymore. I'm not doing this. I'm not getting that. I'm working, I'm fighting within myself. I'm getting and now winning there. Because guess what? Chiron is in Aries. This is the one of the toughest, but one of the greatest time. And that's what Chiron stays the most at Aries. All right, next hour we are talking about 11 o'clock. Ascendant is going to be close to the moon and Mars. We are going to be seeing it, this energies later on. Right now we are seeing it. What particularly is going on with the sun and Chiron towards Mars and the moon, we begin that this energy start to emerge. It starts like the water begins to boil. Okay. What I'm talking about, when the water begins to boil, creates what? An air. And guess what? We have areas, which is that is a fire. We have the Cancer, which is water, which is emotions, and we have Libra, which is air. And this is what happens when you start blowing it. The hot air can do anything in there. And now, who doesn't feel okay? The earth signs, right? Because you see, all this is not the right thing. Right now, the earth signs is once what? They want to be created the proper way. Why? Because Uranus is in Taurus. Uranus is that energy there right now. It is holding everything. It's like chill and relax. But within that chain, Pluto is sextiling the North Node and Mercury. That energy is sextiling Uranus, and Uranus is sextile Mars. As that energy is the way and the path. And we're going to be seeing it because at the 8 o'clock p.m., you're going to have to make a choice. A choice that's going to be leading to your future higher self, or you're going to be repeating our mistakes. Hi, Jolene. Glad to have you here. Uh, 12 o'clock, midheaven, it's going to be with the North Node and Neptune and Mercury, Venus, Saturn, and all packed, all this group traveling together. We see it how that affects with Lilith down below this green line. It's about the shadow, going to the shadow in there. This is when you start remembering certain things because the midheaven is going to be at exactly 28 degrees 56 minutes. It's going to be like about 1 degree and 2 minutes. I mean, 4 minutes away from going to areas. This is kind of like at the end. You remember soul contracts. You remembering things. You remember what it was feels like to be at the end. But what end and what beginning? Because we are in the damn door. Door. We are in this gateway that it's opened. Okay. And with this gate that it's opened in there, now we went through, from one to side to another and so on and so on. And it's a lot of things that needs to be processing within a what? Consciousness, subconsciousness connections within ourselves. And where is that leading? That leading into what? The intuition has to make choice. So the internal fight is going to be pointed out, but it's going to be giving you what? This blue triangle right here that you see it right there. That's starting from 9 o'clock in the morning, kind of like 11 o'clock where the Uranus is, and at 1 o'clock where the North Node is. That blue triangle in there in your screens is going to be the one that holds everything today. But there's going to be a different one that we are going to see at 8 o'clock p.m. All right. As we are going forward, 1 o'clock, you're going to be looking into the intuition. You're going to be looking at to that square with the moon a little bit more, but you're also going to be looking at like, I have to use the warrior. I have to fight. I have to get there. This cannot be, I need to be, and that's what the triggers are. Okay. The triggers for you to fight. But the intuitions with Mars is going to be telling you, don't worry, don't fight. It's pointless. It's not going to be able. We just have to put things together and we have to be looking at how to protect it instead of fight. Sometimes to win, you have to participate. You don't have to participate into the fight. And this is going to be one of the trickiest moments of your new subconsciousness that's going to be tested out. Okay. And particularly, I'm talking about the people who understand how to support these feminine energies of this Venus exile in Pisces. Okay. So we are going to be looking at those energies. Mercury is kind of like a pretty start to be kind of like a stopping. He's like, okay, I see what I need to see. I understood what I need to understood. I have to go back as fast as I can over there and start doing and talking and putting the right informations. You're gonna see it when a Mercury is gonna come out of Pisces. Okay, when I start going and taking the lead into the areas. It's going to be a lot of talks about the new energies, the new ways, and to stop with certain things that controlling our lives. All right, 2 o'clock. We talk about this survival. This energy is of 7 o'clock in the morning. Right now, you're working it with that. You're seeing it. It's like, oh my God, what should I do? For some of the people, that can be related to I lost my job. I don't know what should I do. I have not been changed. I not rised up into this to be self-independent. I don't know. I have to fight for my survival, and you're missing the point. I have to fight for my survival. Instead of I have to fight for my survival, you need to look at it how to create my survival way so I don't have to fight. You see, that is going to be the wisdom that Saturn and Mars they did back when Mars was what? Retrograde. Now you have to practice it. Would you be able to practice it though? Would you be able to do it? Would you able to snap it off from all this old way? And that snapping off is gonna be paying off, hopefully. Okay, hopefully. All right. The next hour we still have midheaven that's gonna be at Taurus is gonna be very close to Uranus. This kind of like a changes that it's coming from above into the material world. It's gonna be part of that which I've just said for the previous hour. We're seeing that Ascendant is going to be at Leo, that beautiful yacht with Lilith pointing out that directions. We talk about it when a Mars, the Sun, everyone is going to be going into these points in there is going to be feeling it, those energies. Okay. Right now, everything gets pointed that out. But what do you need to look? Not to repeat the past, because the middle of the finger of the god in the opposite end, that is in the south node. The past came to hunt you. The past came to test you. The past came to, can you do it again? So I can continue living. Because when the past is repeating itself, it's a repeatable pattern and continue lives. But when the past doesn't repeat, then that stays where? In the past. And this is going to be your guidelines for the choices that you are going to be looking at in subconscious to conscious level transitions. All right, 4 o'clock, midheaven, it's going to be at Gemini. We talk about this new ways of socializing. Beautiful transition is going to be coming in with this. Looking at to the energies that are going to be coming towards us, the new way of communicating cannot be asking to be accepted within the energies and the vibrations and the fields if you don't know the particular what verbiage. But let me explain a little bit about the verbiage here. When you say vibrations, what do you mean with yourself? When you say I feel the energies, what do you mean by that? So when you talk about right now about vibrations and the energies, you are tied them up to some form of expression. That form of expression is going to be in a base of what? I feel like it. Do you sense in it? I mean, this energy is coming, and that energy is about these presentations. I had this plan, but all of a sudden somebody else stopped me. I had this situation, but somebody else did that. And I feel like I had to reprocess, not doing what I was planning, but it was doing what was the universe asked at the moment. So there's gonna be some these talks within yourself, and you better learn the proper way of communicating within yourself with this. Is the new ways and the new energies are more and more gonna be start use it in life, not just talk. about it, but used in life. All right. The next hour, this is gonna be at 5 p.m. The midheaven's gonna be with Jupiter. We see an that sixth hour with the sun. Ascendant is going to be at Virgo. Can put this pressure as like I don't want to socialize, this karmic mode of Virgo. I don't want to grow with the socializing in so much, this kind of like exhausting me. But that energy is going to be opposing Mercury and Venus. You're going to be like, I don't want to talk about the love and organizing things about love that doesn't exist and communications that are not there. There's got to be a proper way. And what is it? Venus, Saturn, and Mercury look into it. They look into the moon. They look into the intuition. Can you get that intuitions on fire? Can you put that warrior in the soul from within? As you see it, on the top right now, the energies is blue pretty much, and the bottom is getting to be more what? Red, more intensified. So you're gonna feel these energies right now when you're at home, okay? Because that where the fourth house is down in the bottom. And there we're talking about pretty much like 6 o'clock p.m. In there, if you look at it as a clock, the chart, you see that the energies, but it comes out where? It comes out and points out towards 3 o'clock. That is the seventh house. That's the relationships. What is your relationships are going to be? Practice it right now when you're at home at 5 o'clock. Can you organize it? Probably not. And that challenges is going to continue going on. We're talking about at 6 p.m. The energies is very sharp, very interesting, intensified, and it's pushing the pressure. But you also you're getting help. The intuition that is in Cancer is like, let's keep the peace, let's keep the proper organizations. The past, it's going to be reminding itself because the universe is like, look at what happened in the past and what people did by using all these aggravations energies. There was nothing built, there was only destruction. And people learned that after destructions, they have to rebuild, but they have to rebuild with love. But what happens is when you don't rebuild with love, you rebuild because of these needs of survival. Then your priorities are changed because you're going to be fighting for survival, not for building a proper family balance. And that's what Mars will be understanding. All right, 7 p.m. You're gonna feel the energies is bubbling. That is at the moments when the water reached like 90, 95 degrees and so on. It's just feel like a little bubbles. They just pop it out, but the water has not boiled, right? We see that ascendant is the true Lilith right now. It's opposing the authorities. That is it when the truth hits you within your ego, the lower self ego, right? That is it when you tell the truth, you speak in the things in there. That is it when this intense energy is like, here's what happens, and you just let out everything. You're releasing this fire's energy, and now what? Things are not going well. Instead of, I have feel these pressures. I feel like something goes on. I think we should talk about it. We'll talk about it in peace. Can we be able to do that? Let's figure out what is this intensity instead of acting on that intensity. You do that, you're going to be the wisest person in the world because this is what's coming up at 8 p.m. As you see at the midheaven, it's going to be with Mars and the moon. The moon and the Mars, they are going to be working with the retrograde energies of Mercury and Venus and Saturn. Things is going to be getting learned. That energy is working okay with Uranus. And as we see in Pluto, it is very powerful as well. Okay, so if you look at it, this side of the chart where the blue lines are, that is going to be the energies they're going to be providing. But then you look at it, the energies that is on the top, that's where the fight will be. Your intuition within the warrior. Are you going to choose to fight? Are you going to choose to fight? Or are you going to be choosing not to participate in the fight? by understanding these patterns and start reevaluate, redevelop yourself. And this is going to be a part that it's also going to be connecting with what the Saturn and Venus conjunction. This is like the wise man is teaching the woman in there deep within the soul, the future queen, right? That she's going to be born. She's going to come back. She's going to be taking the lead, proper lead, okay, with this divine support. We're going to be seeing them of those energies as soon as Venus and Mercury, they're going to be crossing over the areas. We're going to see the part of the inner work of what is going to be. Okay. All right. 9 o'clock, that energy is going to be more within Leo. We're seeing it. Who's going to be leader? How is going to be the leader? I hope you're not Leo, because you may have some rough times right now, because that energy of positions with Pluto really kind of like make you to do the work. Okay. Make you to do the work. Before the age of Pisces, that was the age of Aries. Before the Aries, that was the age of the Golden Toro. Before the Golden Toro, that was the age of the Gemini, Romal and Ram. Before that, that was the age of the Cancer, the Crab. Before that was the Golden Lion. Have anything to do with that? Probably. All right, 10 o'clock. Midheaven is going to be at that point of Leo, as we're talking about the lion that represents the wisdom, the lion that has been creative, the lion, the king of the jungle, the lion who knows how to organize, the higher self who knows how to put the things together. It's also in Leo. I ain't going to find it somewhere else. So pay attention to what you have on Leo, particularly in the last degrees of Leo. That's going to be these divine energies towards the North Node. Okay. So you as a responsible within yourself, you to be your own king or queen in there. You're going to be seeing it through that positions, but don't go against the universe. I hope you learn these lessons, because Uranus right now is like, I'm working on the earth and I'm protecting what I create. Okay. There's going to be a protections in there. So you're going to feel like an energy that's protecting you not to make the wrong things. Listen to it. That energy is going to be a highly helpful to all of us. All right, in the next hour, this is going to be at 11 o'clock. The midheaven is going to be at Virgo. That's going to be a squaring Jupiter as seeing it. But that energy is of the midheaven that it comes in. I have to organize who I put an authority within me. My lower self, my higher self. Who is going to be? That's going to be my ego or my super ego, myself, my higher self, my spirit, my soul, each one. Do I know the proper hierarchy of all this? Then you figure it out. It's the spirit that leads to your authority, because the spirit has been giving it to you. And the spirit has the power to empowering the soul. From the soul, that energy of the soul, it's coming and organizing everything. And that is going to be the feedback of the sun going back into Virgo to organize those great energies. So if you do this, I'm going to give you a preview at 7 o'clock in the morning. We're going to be seeing it as the moon. It's going to be opposing Pluto. Ascendant is going to be opposing Lilith. We're going to have a lot of what? New talk. Let's get the new things. Let's get the new situations. Let's stir the pot. Let's create this fire. And this is where you're going to be seeing that the people who creating and acting on this intense energy, they have not matured. They have not learned. But if you are using the energies that are coming from the moon, towards the North Node, towards Neptune. You're getting these new visions in there. Okay. We're going to see some beautiful, great times. Okay. Beautiful, great times. And hopefully you go to bed with the right energies. So when you get up in the next day, you will understand with what you have to hold on to it. All right, guys, that's all I have for you. Thank you so much for watching. Since there is no questions, I want to wish you a great time. Have a good thing and feel, trust the feelings within you, okay? Because they are the reading of the emotions you feel through the gravity that it comes from vibrations. All right, guys, much love to you. I'll see you tomorrow.